Hey everybody, it's your buddy BigRedSays coming at you with another article from BigRedSays.com. This one's titled How Fees Can Dwindle Your Savings. This goes back to things I spoke in previous videos about habits. Habit number 2 is financial literacy, and this is just one of those components of being financial literate, is understanding fees and how they're going to affect your savings, alright? So one of the most important fees you'll read about is the MER, which is your management expense ratio. So this is essentially how much they're going to take for their needs, whoever is operating this fund or account for you. Often it's their commission. So what I did is I put together 3 situations, alright, Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. C. So A, B, and C. Each one of these people had the same situation where they saved 20 grand over 20 years, which breaks down to $1,000 a year. Hopefully we can do a little bit better than that in our goals, but this is the situation we have at hand. And kind of what I've done is situation A, Mr. A, his fee was 3%, Mr. B was 1.5, and Mr. C was 0.5, alright? So, to really make this simple, alright, so each of them, they saved 20 grand over 20 years, okay? So at the end of 20 years, each one of these making 5% return, which is very conservative. This is kind of how each of them would have made out at the end of it. So Mr. A saved 20 grand with a 3% fee, okay? At the end of the 20 years, he actually accumulated $24,783. So he actually profited $4,783. That's not that great. But he's making money, so that's good. He didn't lose it. Mr. B, he did some research, alright? He watched BigRedSays videos. He was on the website. He was doing the due diligence to bring himself to the next level. Probably listening to some podcasts, kind of read a few little books. He went out and he found a little bit better rate. So he wasn't paying, the 3%. He was paying 1.5%, alright? He saved the same 20 grand. At the end of the 20 years, he actually had $29,269. So he actually made $9,000. That's a lot better. And that was only because he did a little bit more research. Alright? Now, Mr. C, this was the big dog. So he really went out and he really took the time and the effort to find the most efficient way to invest this money. And it was probably an exchange-traded fund, an ETF. And this offered him a very low fee of only 0.5. And I'm telling you, there are funds that will be even less than this. So his increase would be even more substantial if he would have found a better one. But 0.5, we're not complaining. We're impressed. This is good. So he did the same thing. He had that 20 grand over 20 years at 5%. His fund value is $32,000. It's a difference of 8 grand. All right, and this is over, 20-year period. Only saving $1,000. So if you're doing more than that, it's gonna make an even bigger difference. So he made himself $8,000 extra just by putting his money in something a little bit more efficient. All right, and that's big. That's big. So what I would recommend for you is just go on the website BigRedSays.com. I'm going to throw the link for this article in the description below. You can find it there. And there's a ton of good stuff on fees. Tony Robbins' Money Master the Game. It's 900 pages, but it's incredible. The other one I would say is his Unshakable. Very good. It explains a lot of stuff really in depth, makes it easy to understand. So if you are kind of curious about fees and trying to see where they come from and how to get around it, his books are something that I would definitely recommend. Other than that, honestly, a quick Google search. There's just a ton of stuff out there. Just going to find it. But I appreciate your time. We did keep this under 5 minutes, which is good. That's always my goal. I hope you retain some of this, and I hope you have a good day. Have a good one.